you're front running the inevitable 4-hour cross. Okay? Okay? So anyways, if you're a monthly swing trader now, you're taking the M3, what's your target? Cool. Where's my mouse? And by the way, I hope those courses are helpful. I hope you made a lot of progress. The swing course and the basic training course and the price action course and the scalping course. And I have some more scalping videos I need to do for that, but I hope you put in the time while I was gone. You need to, like I said, prepare for the winter. You need to stop and sharpen your saw from time to time. I hope you took the opportunity to do that. So anyways, yeah, for those swing traders, we know that this is going on. So this is the beginning of something that could last a month or two. Yeah. Sleight of hand and twist of fate, and a bed of nails, she makes me wait, and I'll wait for you. Well, I guess what we could do is dive in a little closer. I mean, if you really want to get in there, all of that is role reversal country. Yeah, you're right, Joe. Joe's like, it's not that the euro's strong, it's that the dollar's, but that's been true for, the euro hasn't been in play for years. Even when there's 500 or 600 pip rallies up for the euro USD, it's never been the euro. So, if you read papers or watch the babbling idiots on TV, they'll tell you things like, now the Fed can't raise interest rates. Well, dude, I thought just 2 months ago they were like, the Fed's going to jack them up the, So I don't know. It's just funny. The people on TV are just crazy, Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But anyways, speaking about fundamentals, I believe Yellen is doing her testimony this week. And that's a big one. And I believe it's to the Senate and Congress, 2 different days. It's a pretty big deal. So you watch, she could say something like blah, 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 and that'll move the market. So anyways, if you want to think about this in binary ways, you could scalp north on this, couldn't you? And then you can spot south. You see it? What does that mean? Well, let's say you're scalping 20 pips, whatever it is. You can be short-term long and medium-term short, or even long-term short. Let's say that could be the New York session. That's it. I'm not looking at the pips, but let's just say 25 pips up, 50 pips down. That would be a decent New York this time of year. Again, ooh, just lost it. There we go. Again, it's just a mentality thing, a psychology thing. But I'm telling you, if you got your head screwed on straight, you stay confident even if you don't make a lot of money. And you're just like, hey, man, it's just what it is. Have you changed your rules of engagement at all? For example, if you lose 50 pips, you stop trading. Where maybe other parts of the year or other times of the year, maybe your limit is 100 per day. And you're like, well, I got 2 more trades. I have time to improve. This time of year, if let's say I lost 2 trades in a row, 25 pips each, I might just be done. If not for the day, at least the session, and say, well, I blew London today. We'll try again in New York. Have you done any adjustments like that? But why not? If we know volume and volatility is different, then why not adjust? You're a risk manager. What are you going to do? If you don't have volume and volatility, things like technical analysis may not work. You may sell at resistance and it doesn't do anything. Yeah, Zeal says sometimes I revenge trade and get into worse trouble. Absolutely, and that's why you got to have a cutoff. The worst case scenario is you lose a decent sum of money and nothing happened that day. Can you imagine if you at the end of the day you're like, this was the worst day ever, and you look at your charts and everything's been in a tight range. You're like, how did I get myself into that? I mean, that's the bear setting up the trap and stepping in it. Yeah. Well, Zeal, you should always wake up every day before trading and remind yourself that today is a day that you do not lose a lot of money. Today is the day you do not blow up your trading account. Sort of a double negative kind of thing, right? Like, it's good because you won't do these bad things. But you should say it out loud. Today, I will not revenge trade. Today, I will not chase price. Today, I will not force the market. Okay? So I'm telling you, if you go in to these trading days trading the same way you traded 2 months ago, you're in for a horrible, horrible surprise. It's not like 2 months ago, and it's not like 2 months from now. Yeah, well, that's why I'm here, Zeal, right? Yeah. And for me personally, it's the days that nothing happened that I lose the most, or at least in the past. I definitely remember times just my head folded into my hands and I'm rubbing my eyes and I'm just so disgusted and I've lost like a small fortune. And I'm like, damn it, nothing actually happened, right? There are times when, you make 100 pips in 5 minutes And in another scenario where you lose 100 pips in 5 minutes. But what if you lose like 500 pips and nothing's happened all day? It took you all day to lose this money, but then you look at your chart and you're like, but nothing happened. And I've done that too. And they're 10 times worse, because if it's a high volatility scenario and you just got wiped, the market just went crazy and you got wiped, fine. You're like, whoa, that's just crazy. But it's 10 times worse psychologically on a slow day, and you just keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying to work all day and lose 500 pips. And you could have just taken the day off, right? You're crying. You're like, why didn't I stop? Why didn't I go fishing? Why did, like, if I had just taken that money and gone out and buy a BMW or something, right? Like, why did I have to give it to the market? So get your head screwed on straight. It's called greed. Yeah, well, I'm older and wiser now, huh? All right. So oil. What are you going to do? Beautiful trends, huh? So that horizontal line we drew a long time ago. I don't even remember why, but it seems to be the one working. It's funny, huh? I drew this line some other place at some other time. Now it's our top. So what do you want to do? Well, you can short-term sell this down. Okay. But down in here looks like time to buy, doesn't it? And I'll wait for you. So look at the beautiful price action, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This is called a 1, 2, 3, a 3-wave correction. A, B, C, which is just a fib of this move. So it's the same lower low, lower high, just on a higher time frame. Okay. So like, for example, let me just one click in. You can see that this was a lower high, lower low. Okay. At least to this point, right? Okay. You notice though that these are 1 hour candles. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's the whole New York session or the whole London session, right? I mean, that's a full trading day, right? But let me readjust all of this. Okay. If you looked at it on a 4-hour chart instead of a 1-hour chart, and maybe even a daily chart, it's the same thing as this. It's called fractal geometry. The lower low, lower high, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low. It's the same thing. So there's one here, there's two here, and then we call this a 3-wave correction if you're doing Elliott wave. I'll make it blue just since the other one was red. Okay, so there's one I've drawn. Let me update the zigzag. Okay, so just to show you, the zigzag should agree with me. Okay, you can see it there. But now if I adjust the zigzag, maybe I can get it. I just have to change this sensitivity. Forgotten how to do this. quite. On a bit of nails, she makes me wait, and I'll wait without you. All right, now it didn't do anything, so I screwed it up. So anyways, what I'm trying to get at, let's draw it over here. I'll use my drawing tool. Then you have the lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And then it repeats back this way. Okay. And this is a very predictable correction. But notice that as I drew before, this is simply a high, low, lower high. You can see that it's about a 618, 786, isn't it? If you were just to do a fib study. So it's multiple time frame. Oh. Yeah, I don't even know where my zigzag went. Did I delete it? Yeah, look, I deleted it somehow. Let's try it again. So this zigzag thing indicator is the zigzag indicator is a Elliott wave tool to help you count waves. No, it's still not doing it, but see, I wanted this to count it as a wave, so I have to make it a little more sensitive. Yeah, look at that, it deletes it. You just can't do 3. 3 is crazy. Wow, it's cool that it deletes it instead of just giving it an error. So anyways, whatever. Wave counts. Elliott wave guys probably would have seen it 1, 2, 3, and then drop it like it's hot. But just pay attention to the fractal geometry of the market. And so going out to a higher time frame, there's another one here. Okay, you'll see that that's about a 50%, but someone might call this a correction, right? So you got retracement on the 4 hour, right? Then this retracement on the 1 hour, and then I guess on the 15-minute you're looking here. Can you see it now? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. That's this fractal, so now you got to sell this, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So by the way, let's go back. Who's taking the summer course? It's quite a few people taking the summer course. Gene, is it really? So there's like 8 videos on price action that talks all about this. No, I know. Well, an email went out. Well, sort of. But still, all right. So, like I said, in the summer school, there's 8 videos just on price action trading. And that's what we're covering here. So that just reinforces you got to know this stuff, otherwise you're just not on the clue train. If you don't know this stuff, you're someone else's liquidity event. Look at that, huh? Is that gorgeous? So July gets muddied up a little bit because of Canada Day and maybe 4th of July. But when the markets are back open, that's a pretty nice Friday, man. So anyways, I hope Mexican peso's doing you a favor. Dude, a friend of mine back here bought some Mexican real estate at the all-time low for the Mexican peso. Dude, good move for him, huh? Bloody bastard. Gluten bloke. Good for him. Totally got it. Sleight of hand and twist of fate. Can I say? Beauty, huh? And I'll wait for you. Ah, I deleted the wrong one. Okay. This is monthly. Going back to April, there's the projected top for April. Not too bad. Here's the projected bottom for May. Because this ended up rolling over at R1, the projected bottom was supposed to be 1230, but it ended up being 1235. Not bad, right? Not bad. So here's the projected bottom now for gold for the month of July. Maybe, and I'm just thinking out loud here, maybe we look for something that looks like this. What do you think? Crazy? Okay, so this is where you start looking to cut the corner or front run. What do you want to see on the 1 hour? To get you to buy? Because you could always say, if it rolls over here, then you want to be long. Okay? Hang on. There we go. That's called a trade plan, right? But it starts with hardcore support and resistance on the 4 hour first. So, all right. So let's say this is support. Either this 1209 or 1200 even, right? 1197 and a half. So let's just call it the next 10 bucks, right? You would be interested in buying, right? So why not look at it on a 15-minute chart? What do you want to see here? What do you think? I mean, it might already be set up, right? I bet it could collapse, but that's why you use stop losses on the smaller time frame. Are you going to count this as a higher high or not? What you going to do? What you going to do? Okay. Looks different than how we initially looked at it. So when you drop into this time frame, this is why you use stop losses. So maybe you have a stop below here, and you're looking at the 618 M1 with tons of interest. You're risking $5. Okay. And of course, the other way you could do it is this. Risk $20. Go for 100. You can drop into a 5-minute now and say next 5-minute up. Or how about a 5-minute oscillator? Okay. See what I mean? But you see the thought process? It's a trade plan. It's important that we're at monthly support. It's important that we're near a psychological level. It's important that we're near the New York Open. Okay. But if you only looked at it here, okay. For example, how long would it take to get that 5A cross to cross up? 4 candles? That's 16 hours. And to actually get it done, it would have to make a higher high. I don't think you can get a 5A cross without a higher high, right? So look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles. And it wouldn't have crossed up until you got this. And what happened? It fell for 12 hours. It's a little bit scary to wait that long, right? So at this time of year, wouldn't it be interesting if you scalped it long on the smaller time frame because you got a 5A cross on a 15-minute, not the 4-hour, and you were long now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're long for 24 hours. You might have made some money. Okay. So I'm just saying, you can have a plan and say, well, we're at support. It doesn't look bullish on the 4-hour yet. So now you're going to be short-term long. Now, if you sold it at the 4-hour 21, you could be long-term short. The only caveat here is the monthly pivot point. But, right? And that's your decision. Look how easy this trading was, right? As soon as you saw the lower low, lower high, there was another lower low and lower high. Just gorgeous. Seems a little late to get excited about this, doesn't it? Just going back to May, here's a buy zone, here's a buy zone, here's a buy zone, here's a buy zone, and then it just hasn't even done that. So anyone, when I originally did the swing trading course, wasn't that like March or something? So if you just carried that through to May, I mean, oh my God, right? Here's a buy zone, here's a buy zone. There's just been crazy amounts of buying opportunities. Yeah, you're welcome. So I got to do some research on Theresa May. I don't know what's going on anymore over there. I read something about her trying to like backtrack on Brexit. Is that right? I mean, wow, really? I think they should make Mark Carney prime minister. Yeah, well, that's not big news. I mean, that's a consequence of a devalued currency. Well, be careful about what the market thinks. Okay? So, for example, their economy still needs help. The last I looked, I am out of the loop a bit. Last I looked, the economy still needs help, and a strong euro is not contributing to any success. So, why would they need to raise interest rates? Anyways. Yeah, a little late on this stuff too. You know, I have to chuckle, like, if you wanted to buy it before, like, you know, what makes you want to buy it now? Right? I almost feel bad for people that don't know how to trade. Yeah, I didn't want to buy it when it's low, but now that it's really expensive, now I want to buy it. So yeah, so this seems pretty dangerous. I might want to sell that. On a bed of news, she makes me wait. That was a little tough to catch, right? Nice entry here, nice entry here. no entry here. So if you've been trading this, wow, look at that short. My God, right into that. Just gorgeous. No entry here, but beautiful entry here, beautiful entry here. Some pretty easy swing trading the last few weeks. Oh, we just did that. Let's take a look at here. Aussie yen. A little tricky. I mean, it's definitely viable here. Not the right time move. It's not the easiest setup, but this is an easy buy here. Look at that. Completely fulfilled. No counter trend trade, though. That was probably an issue for you guys. Let me give it one more click backwards. Oh my God, look at that easy entry, but late in the week. Easy entry. You know, there's some pretty decent trades here, guys. Do some kitty cat. Again, no entry this week. No entry last week, but the week before was perfect. Nice thumb there. That down, counter trend, entry. There's another perfect entry. No counter trend. Wow, this has been ripper hot, huh? So it looks like the last 2 weeks haven't been that great, or at least last week wasn't that great, and this week isn't that great. But the previous couple of weeks have been just straight up, man. Take a look at Beast. Yeah, no entry last week. There's kind of an entry going on here. Whether you're a bull or a bear, there might be something going on there. This is crazy. Damn. This is a little confusing. There was a short and there was a long. This would not have been a monthly at that time, so you can't count it. See, look, if you're a bear, you would have sold it. If you were a bull, you would have bought it. And both kind of worked out. This is not that easy. Bears would have been waiting. Bulls would have been waiting. Probably waited right through it. No entry. Yeah. So, yeah, so pound seems to be chunky. But Kiwi and Aussie and the higher yields seem to be doing all right, huh? Yeah, well, but for obvious reasons. There's no clarity, right? So this is your job as a risk manager, guys, to analyze currency. See, what most amateurs do is they trade the same thing over and over and over and over again. Let's say beast, 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 right? And most of the time when you do that, there's something better to be trading. And there's a story I've told a million times, so I don't think I need to do the long version, but where I used to spend an hour a day doing analysis based on overnight volatility before I even knew what currency pairs to look at on the chart. And I would go to I wouldn't go to, let's say, pound yen every day. I would do my analysis on the spreadsheet and say, oh, pound CAD should be good. I'll look at that first and then move on to something else second. And I challenge you to do something similar, at least before trading the same thing because you always trade it. Do at least a relative strength exercise first, right? And if you like the pound, let's say you like to trade the pound, before you go to pound yen, look at pound yen, look at pound dollar, look at pound Swissy, okay? So that's why I think scans. Okay. Okay, you see that? Pound dollar, pound Kiwi, pound Swissy, pound yen. And then make a decision on what I want to do. James says that's my approach. Yeah, that's another one too. So then on top of that, say, well, which one's at, you know, weekly support, which one's at weekly resistance, where are the pivot clusters, which one's likely to be caught on support or resistance. And I would agree with that, James. So anyways, let me pull the plug just 5 minutes early. I'm a little slow on my coaching voice. I got to work my way back in, huh? Build it up from the belly. So anyways, I missed you guys. Hope you missed me. Thank you for being clients of Traders Way. I'll be here tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. But that's it for the week. That's it. You don't have to trade all weekend by yourself. Yeah. So anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Thank you for being on my team. I really do. Thank you for being on my team. Cheers.